It's time to deck the halls and pull out holiday activities to do with toddlers and preschoolers this year, and I am bringing you 7 to try that are quick and easy setup and cleanup. If you guys are new here, my name is Rachel from The Confused Mom. Welcome to my channel. I share baby and toddler product reviews, activities, as well as Montessori at-home tips. And before we jump into these holiday activities, I just want to say that you can DIY pretty much all of these, but to make things even easier for you, most of them come in my holiday printable packet, which you guys can get from my Etsy shop right now for 70% off in the next 72 hours. And what I did this year was a little bit different because I've done this for so many years now. There is a master file that has over 100 pages. That's going to include all the activities you'll see today, as well as in years past, and some that I haven't even shown in videos. So that's going to be like your best deal right there. Those activities have things suitable for kids from 2 to 6 years old. Of course, not all the activities are going to be suitable for 2-year-olds, and not all of them are going to be suitable for 6-year-olds. But in these videos, this year's and years past, I talk about different ways to adapt them to your kid's skill level. On the flip side, if you didn't want to buy the full packet, you can also buy specific mini packs targeting specific skills and interests your child may have at the moment. Let's jump in. First up is going to be holiday reindeer feelings faces. And this is one of those activities that you can purchase separately or comes in that master bundle. My daughter has absolutely loved this. Ever since she turned 3, she's gotten very into feelings, naming them, making faces for her dolls. So we kind of combine that here. And what you get inside of here are 12 feelings flashcards, a reindeer playmat, and then all of the eyes, mouths, and different accessories to recreate the faces from those flashcards onto the playmat. Of course, for younger toddlers, you could just give them the different eyes and mouths and noses and things like that and let your kid just freeform create faces. But my daughter really enjoyed the matching kind of puzzle aspect of recreating the ones on the flashcards. And then for noses, it comes with a little nose, but you can also use like pom-poms or other things to kind of make things a little bit more silly. And for added durability, you can print this out on cardstock, or if you're just using regular printer paper, you can use contact paper to laminate that as well. I would also have her recreate the faces and say, show me your tired face, show me your hungry face, show me your nervous face. And it was really cool to see her pick up a flashcard and say, this is a hungry face, this is a tired face, without being able to read the word on there. So if you do plan to practice name it to tame it or any of those other sort of emotional processing methods for toddlers, this is a really great activity to incorporate with 3-year-olds' big feelings. The next activity we're going to do is make a holiday Thaumatrope. Thaumatrope, I'm not really sure if this is how you spell it. Basically, these were a really popular optical toy in the 19th century where a disc had 2 different images on either side and there were strings on either end, and as you twirled it, the 2 images came together to form one. Once again, use that holiday printout, cut out the 2 different sides, paste them onto a straw, and then let your child spin it around. Depending on the age and skill level of your child, they may cut it out, or they may just paste it together, or they may just use it as a wand, which kids really like to do. All in all though, that can be done with all the age groups and is really fun. There's 4 different ones included in that master file. Next, we are going to fill Santa's sleigh with presents. So this is a really fun targeted cut and paste activity. In previous years, we did freeform Montessori glue boxes using my different playmats, but now that my daughter's a little bit older, she's really working on her scissor skills. So we're gonna start with these simple square cutouts, and then you'll just have your child paste that into the sleigh. In the holiday packet, this is one of the ones that you can purchase in the mini packet or the full one. There's filling Santa's sleigh, there's putting presents under the Christmas tree, there's making a gingerbread form, a snowman, so many different things in there. For younger toddlers, you can always cut out the different pieces and just have them work on their pasting skills by gluing it onto the page. That still is a great fine motor lesson. That is also still a great lesson in spatial relationships. So you're still working a lot of skills even if your child can't do the cutting aspect yet. Next is a simple Magna tile Christmas tree, different than ones I've done in the past. This time we're gonna make it into a puzzle. So what you'll do is on a piece of paper or cardboard, lay out your Magna tiles, create a Christmas tree, use a marker to trace the final puzzle form. For older kids, you're set right here. You just give them that freeform Christmas tree and the Magna tiles and let them figure out the puzzle. However, for younger kids, you may wanna add in extra lines so that you actually have the puzzle pieces traced onto the piece of paper or cardboard. And then if that still is a little too confusing, or you're working on letters or numbers, what you can also do is using a dry erase marker to make this a letter or number matching activity. So that way you have like 3 different ways to adapt this. What we did was we started off with just the freeform Christmas tree puzzle, and then we added in the letters to kind of make it a little bit more fun for her, just reinventing an activity that you already had half prepped, if you will. Now we're gonna revisit those holiday play mats. So I have shown these in the past. You can purchase that separately as a mini pack, or it comes in that master pack. And those are definitely like number 1 purchase. I highly suggest buying these because these work for kids of all ages. And I'm gonna show you guys a handful of different ways to use them that I've shown in previous years. First one we're gonna use is the Snowman. So what I did here was I printed it out and I laminated it. The laminating it makes it really great to use as a Play-Doh mat or a clay mat. So in previous years, I kind of gave this to my kid to do stuff freeform, but now we're getting into a little bit more refinement, a little bit more precision. She's really been working on like making clay figurines and stuff like that. I handed her the Snowman and I taught her how to make little arms using clay. I taught her how to do the scarf, the hat, which she's still working on. Basically, all you're gonna do is have them work on making these very targeted, specific pieces beyond just an eyes and a mouth. However, it's still simple enough where kids that are just learning how to kind of create things can build up their confidence momentum by focusing on just the dots or just the eyes or just the smiley face. Like, she was not ready to work on a carrot nose. She just wasn't into that. So meet your child where they're at. Don't push them, but this is a nice little way to start to up level from previous year's activities. Next, we're gonna use the Christmas tree play mat. So for this one, instead of laminating it, we're gonna print it out and start off using it like a coloring sheet. So all I had my toddler do was color in the Christmas tree green. And once she was done with that, I took a black marker to draw a string that would become our string for Christmas tree lights. After that string was drawn, I set out some paint and I let her dip her fingers in and use her finger to add different colored lights onto the tree. This is also a great keepsake for family members because you get your kiddos' little fingerprints, and you could also do this if you have like a baby. You can always still do it with them, or they get to add their fingerprints to it. It's a really nice kind of way to savor where they're at right now with their little hands. And then for these next activities, we're gonna use the candy cane printables from that playmat pack. The first candy cane, which is a really simple shape, what I did was I used some tissue paper, and you can have your child cut out the tissue paper, tear it apart, or you can just give them pre-cut or scraps from wrapping paper even, and have them go ahead and fill in the candy cane with some glue and paste. Now, this is also a lesson in learning different sequences and patterns. So you can go about this a couple different ways. You can just tell them and talk them through it. You can go ahead and outline the box like I did here. So I showed her this one's gonna be red, this one's gonna be white, this one's gonna be red by coloring in the red ones. Or you can have this as like a decorate by color or number, where you draw a key onto the playmat and you say the number 1 equals white, the number 2 equals red. And then on the actual candy cane form, you'll just write 1, 2, 1, 2, and then have them go ahead and fill the candy cane in from there. So there's lots of ways to go ahead and adapt that. The next option, we're gonna use this other candy cane playmat, and this one's gonna be a hands-on tactile experience. So once again, you can go ahead and color in the different sections. You can do a number color by number key. This time, instead of using tissue paper, you're gonna use some sort of loose parts item. So we had some leftover red, white, and green pom-poms. You could use jingle bells, you could use buttons, use leaves, you can use all sorts of different things, and have your child fill in the candy cane form using some sort of 3D hands-on material. You're still working sequencing, you're still working patterns. These are all early math concepts, so while this might seem really simple, it's a really fun way for them to start to bring different things together to form a picture, which is also like a really cool art lesson too. Again, you can snag that over 100-page holiday activity packet bundle for 70% off right now, as well as everything in my Etsy shop if you just wanted to buy the mini packets. And that 70% off sale is gonna last for 72 hours, but I will also leave a discount code in the description box below so that no matter when you're watching this video, you'll be able to at least get a little bit of a percentage off if you missed the 70% off flash sale. And if you guys used any of these activities, I'd love to see it. Be sure to tag me on Instagram at @theconfusedmom, and have a very happy holiday.